At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport. The experience will move you.
At GEBE, our commitment extends beyond utilities. It's about exceptional service. Meet the heart of the operation, the customer service team. With a friendly voice and a helping hand, we're here to address your concerns. Whether it's a billing question or a technical issue, we're dedicated to finding solutions. Your satisfaction drives us. We listen, we act, and we make a difference. GEBE, the power to serve.
And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to be. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me all that I should know. And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me how to wait to be. To evoke some empathy. And I'll fall on my knees. Tell me how to wait to go. Tell me how to wait to see. Show me all that I could be.
Welcome to Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Dick. Okie dokie, kids, what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with, so we're going to take it into perspective, the different things that is happening in St. Martin, so that there is no confusion, because it looks like the population is still a bit confused as to what is the scenario. Is government being stalled? Is it a real place? Yes, no, maybe. I can say that it is, it should be, and it will be one day, just not today. We start off with the Parliament, the coalition, the Super 7. Now, I'm going to go from party to party because the amount of people that send me messages that were confused about yesterday's show because they don't understand the concept of flashback. A flashback means it's an old show. So some people saw George Pantoplet, they saw Angelique Roumou, they saw Rolando Bryson, they saw Auntie Sarah, they saw Ray Peterson in Parliament, and they was like, oh, they're back in Parliament? I'm confused. What's going on? I don't know what's happening. Oh, where's Messalina? Wait, I was like, yo, wait, what? No, it was a flashback. Flashback. As in, we go back into time. That was from 2022, I believe, when the PFP and the DP walked out of a meeting of Parliament. When you had the Super 7 on the other side, when there was the 8. They were called the Super 8? I can't remember. And anyway, all right, so let's start off with the Parliament delegation traveling to Uruguay this past week, since Monday, I believe. They went to Uruguay for some conference. Now, Pete put up the picture of these wonderful MPs here. You know, you see them, you know, they're smiling. They're in Paraguay, they're having a good time, and they're looking important. You see them? You know, Silvira doesn't look upset like she did on Monday that, you know, politics is being played. But yet she jumped on a plane with 3 members of the 2x4, you know, to work for the interests of St. Martin. And what's Chris wearing? What is Chris wearing? He just, I don't understand. Like every government function now, he just like wears these weird African suits. Does he have the same tailor from Olivier? Like, what's that? The only thing missing is the African hat. You could put a hat on, yes. Look at him. Oh, oh, Chris. And then there was a picture that I saw that I had to meme yesterday, which was hilarious to me. So I put it out because he was like there in his African, full body suit, sitting talking to the delegations there from the different countries, and you could literally see him going like, "I don't understand why I can't be minister in my own country. This is why we need to just, kick out the Dutch and just let us just be independent. So we got your support? Yes? No? Maybe? No? Yes?" You see him? Like, he just like looks so salty, like, I want to be minister, but I don't know why. I swear to God, every single time I see a Dutch person and this council of ministers and the parliamentarians, I just imagine in my head they going like, so can we talk about Chris and Rayon? Can we just talk about that before we, because I don't understand. Can you talk to the governor for me? Like, can you call him? Do you need my phone? And the governor just watch, like, no, no, nah, nah, not happening. Like, the governor is just not playing it. By the way, side note, I did notice that some people were stripping on me when it comes to the extra excessive weight that I have, packed over the carnival season. And let me tell you something, I blame the booth holders. Because only when I saw myself on TV the other day, I think yesterday, is when I was like, yo, that jacket was so small, plus, and now it's just like Franz Richardson. Like it's ready to pop. What is this? Listen, them bad boy Saturdays got me in trouble. I'm expecting stress from this government. I need to get another jacket, but seriously, like, it's gonna be fine. It's just baby weight. It's gonna disappear. Um, so they went to Uruguay. You see, the members of parliament is 4, but still there are members of parliament here. Of course, you heard from Duran and Otley yesterday, where they wanted a meeting to take place on Friday. Apparently, that is not taking place. Everybody is upset because the 2 new members of parliament have to come in to replace Krisha Heliger Martin and Luke Mercelina. The 2 members that have to come in is Mr. Kutai from the Democratic Party and Mr. Reginald Brook from the URSM. Those 2 have been waiting for at least 2 weeks now, and it's ridiculous that has not been done. Hopefully, it's going to be done soon. But let's wait and see what's going to take place. Yes? Good. So you got a little update. Now, do not confuse the troubles of a quorum and the amount of people that have to go to work in Parliament with the drama with the governor and Ray Peterson and Christophe Emmanuel, because it's 2 completely different fights. There's drama in Parliament and there's drama in the Council of Ministers. It's 2 different dramas. It's not one. So you got HBO on this side and you got Showtime on the other side. It's 2 different dramas. Because so much people like mixing the one and the 2 together, and my head just wanted to explode. Because somebody told me, why Mercelina not giving quorum so that the 2 other members could come in? And I was like, wait, what? Whoa, wait, no. It is no. He's the prime minister. He resigned from parliament. Therefore, he cannot be a parliamentarian. So even if he resigns or he gets fired as the PM, he would literally have to go and beg Reginald Brook to step aside so that he could come back in. That's how our laws work. And then somebody else told me, I don't understand something. So when is MP Bryson coming back? I said, what? No, he didn't make it. So therefore, yeah, but why Omar don't become a minister again? And then, Bryson could come back in. He's part of the opposition. Yeah, but why he don't be part of the coalition? I said, because they don't want him. He's the United People's Party leader, and they're the 2x4, which is 4 other parties. They don't want him. Because if they wanted him, they're going to have to take they're going to have to take La Cruz, and they have to take Akeem Arinal. 3 members are part of the op. It's not just Omar. Okay, yeah, but why Durant and Atwell don't just go and become ministers? And I just go like, do you not read? Do you not listen to me at all? Do I just speak in vain? Like, what is happening? Why nobody listens to me? Parliament is Parliament. Council of Ministers is Council of Ministers. There's 2 fights going on. So please, please, for the last time, I'm going to say that the Council of Ministers is supposed to be 9 members. The governor decided to have only 7 people take the oath of office and leave out 2 that were suggested as ministers. That's Christoph Emmanuel and Ray Peterson of the PFP. They're fighting this case, so they're not putting in no replacement. They're fighting it. And hopefully Holland will decide for us. Even though we tell Holland all the time we don't need them. Go figure. When it comes to what the country is expecting from this particular government, during the speech of the Prime Minister, Dr. Luc Besselina, it was interesting for us to, listen to some of the keen messages in this whole makeup of what is expected from him. Most of the things was little bit far left, but let's get into it. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of St. Martin, today is a day that I stand before you with a heart filled with gratitude and humility. I'm deeply honored and privileged to have been entrusted with the responsibility of leading this nation as your next Prime Minister. I want to extend my sincerest thank you to you, the people of St. Martin, for your confidence in our coalition government and for placing your trust in me as your new Prime Minister of St. Martin. I do believe that cohesion, inclusiveness, and unification are concepts for us to promote and guardian. My fellow St. Martiners, I understand the hope and aspirations that rest upon our shoulders. I recognize the challenges that lie before of us. It's not easy, believe me. But I also see the immense potentials and opportunities that resides within our nation. Together, we have the power to shape our destiny, to build a future that is prosperous, just, and inclusive for all. Let's get more practical. I do believe that this government should focus on the following. First of all, we will have to work on the development of a financial sustainable system to cover the cost of our healthcare of our country. We have to be critical with the limited aid that we give as government to the social welfare of our country. And at least we have to establish a minimum living wage for our society. And we have to start working on something that impresses me every day, seeing our failure to deal with our mental health care in our society. I'm driving around in my car, and every day, and you can agree with me in this one, we see more and more new faces of young people walking next to our roads. And the scary part of it is that we are considering them as normal furniture of the views that you can absorb as someone driving around in St. Martin. It is not even shaking us anymore when we see all those mental challenged young people walking here on the streets and roads of St. Martin. We will have to start being serious with a comprehensive mental health care for country St. Martin. Dear people, the only way to move forward a country like St. Martin is to work on what I call, and everybody calls it, nation building. But there is a difference how I see it. We have to take it out of the context of using that word to use, it's all good for nation building. We have to start now to present our people with tangible developments that will really move their heart, that they realize that something great is happening with their country, offer them a future. Secondly, let's recognize our national university in a way of a national ordinance, in a way that we have it by law registered, in a way that higher education and scientific research is absolutely recognized in our country. The way we are dealing with this USM without giving it a body of a national ordinance is not going to help St. Martin. Think on, for example, something very simple, a well-equipped national library for country St. Martin. Can you imagine we are talking about the concept of country status, and we do not even have a decent national library for our country? I want, as Prime Minister of this country, a national development bank for my people. Even if I get resistance, we are going to push this project. The question that I have is if the current framework, which is being used for the advancement of nation building, as for example, the 4-country consultation on justice level, on education level, healthcare, the Dutch Caribbean Hospital Association, trying to develop a URSM by looking constantly what Curaçao and Aruba is doing, instead of asking ourselves the question, what are the necessities custom-made for the people of our country? I'm not against Vierlanden-overleg for country consultation. I'm just trying to make people critical to look what they're doing every day and asking themselves critically if that is going to bring us where we want to be with this country. What also needs to happen, we must not continue promising people what will happen to this country in 10 years. Let's start with small steps to make all of us proud. This island needs a general cleanup. This island needs beautification with landscaping. Ladies and gentlemen, we have also a few challenges awaiting this new government, and I dare to talk about them today. First of all, as I told you, the huge poverty that is overtaking this country. And as I said, it's now in a phase that it's controlling us in a way that we are losing our values and norms just to survive the day. Secondly, we have to assist and preserve and strengthen our utility company, GEBE. Thirdly, we have to go an extra mile for our telecommunication company, Telem. To do something with GEBE. To save this Telem, we will have to pay attention to sustainability, modernization, capacity expansion, adjustment to infrastructural growth that is surprising us now. We cannot continue building around in the concept of urbanization and development of projects, and we have a utility company that cannot keep up with the demands of the development of the island. I would like also to make use of the opportunity to draw your attention to the following. The governor spoke with passion about it, and I'm going to do it too. In the past 14 years, we have always had challenges with the formation process of new governments. And you know why? Because of the fact that the entire screening process for candidate ministers was not transparent and evident enough. The unwritten constitutional norm has been too loosely used in the past 14 years. We have to acknowledge that. There are a lot of discussions about the legal basis used for certain elements of the screening of candidate ministers. I want you all not to forget this. Don't forget, at the end of the day, the formation of a government of St. Martin is an autonomous right of our country, expressed via the democratic will of our people. People can say whatever they want. It's our autonomous right to form our own government. It is time for a national ordinance for the screening of candidate ministers, and I commit with my government to present this draft law. And just to break the seriousness of what I'm telling you guys here, by the way, we have the impression that it took forever to form this government. I'm going to tell you today, it's not true.
Now, Peter, hold on, wait. Before he goes into the breakdown as to why it took so long to form this government, I have an editor's note. And the note is as follows. Nobody cares. The man gave a complete breakdown of how many days it took, and he was not he only took 17 days extra. What? Anyway, your explanation, take a look.
It's not true. In 2020, from the day of election, the 9th of January 2020, till the installment of a government, the 28th of March, it took the system 79 days to form a government. Don't forget, 79. In 2024, me being a formateur, we had our election the 11th of January, and the establishment of this government is the 3rd of May. From the 11th to today is 113 days. But we used 17 days for the informateurs phase that 2020 did not have. So let's start deducting from the 113 days that we took. We're going to deduct the 17 days, and we will come to the conclusion that we took 97 days. So if we deduct now this 97 days, we deduct the 79 days from the government of 2020. From the 96 days of today, we will end up using 17 days more to form a government. I challenge you to take a calendar and start counting the days again. And God bless us all.
Yeah, right. And to me, it was like, but why are you even talking? What? And you know what happened at the end of the speech? People was like standing ovation. Yes, he talking sense. The man talk about cars on the side of the road, GB, and a bunch of things that is not in the purview of the Prime Minister. And the man just, everybody like, yes, we need to paint our streets. We need to pick up our car wrecks. Prime Minister, look, yes. We need to save all the patients. He's not a doctor anymore. What are you talking about? He's the Prime Minister of the country. General Affairs is his portfolio. That's it. Contrary to popular belief, the Ministry of VSA is headed by Veronica Janssen-Webster. She's the Minister of VSA. Yeah, not Luke Mercelina. But because he's a doctor, people associate him with everything that is whole, everything that has to be operated on. Everything, you want him to fix everything. It's like a doctor prime minister. Yeah. I don't know. The next time I see the prime minister, I'm going to tell him, as a prime, so I have this rash. I wanted to know if you could take a look at it. It's at my back. I don't know if you could, and he'll be like, oh yeah, let me see. Wait, hold on. Then he's gonna take a glove and then he's gonna just check it, and like he'll be like, ew, yes, I have seen this before, but how did you even get it on your back? It's a STD. Okay, anyway. I'll be like, Doc, can you write me a prescription? And then he'll just take out of the other pocket, the little prescription pad and go like, yeah, okay, you need to go look at this quickly, okay, Andrew? Okay. Especially how he just call my name. Pete, pull it up now. How you say, Andrew?
You have to think big about this, Andrew.
Okay. Wait, it's not Andrew, it's Andrew. Andrew. Just Andrew. You see how he just say it? Like, Andrew? I'm like, oh, what? Take it easy, buddy. Prescription, and then I get it and I go to the pharmacy and I go like, yes, the Prime Minister wrote me a prescription for bullshit. That's what a prescription is going to say. Anyway, welcome to the Late Night Show. We have a good one for you. Let's begin.
know. I just signed up for Flex by Telem.
Do you mean flex like this?
Definitely not that.
Do you mean flex like this?
No, definitely not that.
Do you mean flex like this?
No, definitely not Flex like that. Telem's Flex is a mobile plan that adapts to your needs. Each month, I get a preset monthly fee that has a set amount of data, SMS, and minutes, so I know what I'm getting. But say goodbye to overages and bill shock, because when I go over my postpaid plan, it switches to prepaid, so I have the flexibility to top up what I need when I need it. I'm in complete control. My budget, my rules.
All right. Some other things that we had to talk about is, of course, the much talked about pressure of our Minister of Justice, Lyndon Lewis. Besides the pretty suits that I want to borrow, because clearly I need some, I can tell you that there is a lot of expectations when it comes to the young Minister of Justice and also Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. He has to be two places at the same time because education is a big portfolio. A lot of things is happening in Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. And then his primary portfolio, which is justice, over 1,200, 800, 900 people that he's in charge of within the Justice Ministry. I know for sure that St. Martin is a special place because Lyndon Lewis, prior to becoming a minister, was, I wouldn't call it leave of absence because it was kind of like a suspension. The reason why I say suspension is because he couldn't go back to work. They didn't want him at work for whatever reasons. So he was a police officer, and then he would transfer to the Lance Recherche, that's the National Detectives, and then he was put on non-active duty, where he was still getting paid. And then just so happens that the democracy in St. Martin is so sweet that we made the person that could or could not go into the police station or the Lance Recherche or go back to work as a justice official, as a justice officer. We decided to make him the Minister of Justice, only in St. Martin. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand. Let's go. Forget the US. That is not the land of opportunity. The land of opportunity is St. Martin. St. Martin. What a beautiful eye. St. Martin. St. Martin. Momo, how the song let's go again? St. Martin. He got to say that to me. I love that song. But honestly, for the life of me, we make this guy the Minister of Justice. So you can imagine that after he takes the oath and he becomes a minister, he wears his, his $500 suit. Unless he got it on eBay, got it on special for $100. But anyway, he goes then to the police station, and poor Carl John have to go and stand up there and go like, yes, boss, that I suspended, but is now my boss. So therefore, give me orders and tell me how I could do a better job, even though I suspended you because you're no good. Oh, listen, Martin. So yesterday I saw Minister Lewis going inside of the police station, and you know where he parked? And that goes to show you how petty our generation is now. This man parked in the parking spot of Carl John. He parked in the parking spot of the man that's suspended. Oh my God. If I were Carl John, I would be sick all the time. Every single time Lewis decided to show up at the police station, I would go home sick. I would go home sick. I wouldn't be able to do it because I can't respect you. I'm sorry. I can't suspend you and tomorrow you're my boss and I supposed to be kissing your ass. Not today. I know and I hope that Lyndon Lewis will be the bigger person and try to work with the powers that be instead of going and shaking up things. Um, we'll wait to see how that's going to turn up. But reason why I wanted to focus on him is because he did give his speech during his swearing in Dutch to say kort en bondig, short and sweet.
Good day to the people of St. Martin. I am deeply honored and humbled to sit before you today as the Minister of Justice for our beloved nation. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit for granting me the incredible opportunity to serve our people. As the first St. Martin-born law enforcement officer to hold this esteemed position, I understand the weight and the responsibility placed upon my shoulders. It is a privilege to lead our justice system and work tirelessly to ensure the safety and security for every citizen. My journey to this position has been filled with challenges, but it has also been guided by faith, determination, and deep love for our country. I believe that God has been preparing me for this role, equipping me with the skills, wisdom, and resilience needed to bring about positive change. As candidate number 10 on the now political platform, and now the 10th Minister of Justice, only speaks about completion. I see this not only as a personal achievement, but as a testament to the strength and resilience of our people. Together we have overcome obstacles and faced adversity with courage and determination. I sit before you today with a firm commitment to serve the people of St. Martin with integrity, transparency, accountability. My vision for our country is one of unity, progress, and prosperity for all. I believe that by working together, we can overcome any challenges that lie ahead and build a brighter future for generations to come. With the support of my esteemed colleagues in government, the dedicated members of our law enforcement agencies, and the unwavering spirit of our people, I am confident that we can achieve great things. Together we will strengthen our justice system, uphold the rule of law, and ensure that justice is served for all. I am deeply grateful for the trust and confidence placed in me, and I am committed to fulfilling my duties with honor, dignity, and dedication. Let us move forward with courage and determination, knowing that together we can make a difference and build a better St. Martin. I thank you.
Okay, so basically you don't know what you're going to get, but you're going to get something. At the end of the day, we hope that this minister focuses on crime. The recent spree of robberies that is taking place is going rampant. Speaking of the robberies, I just I don't go into specific cases, but there's one case that I particularly took a keen eye on, which is the 10 persons that decided to rob a casino in Kipokoi. And I was like, this is like a movie. Like these niggas really like plan a whole Ocean's 11 type of robbery with 10 people. Like 10. We always hear 2, 3, 4, dark tinted car, the motorcycles, drive to the front side when you finish. But 10 people strategically went and robbed this place, and they had a woman inside of it. The reason why they had a woman, we know that they had a woman in it because eyewitnesses saw, breasts and camel toes. So we say, okay, there's a woman. Okay, cool. Women rob now? They just do it regularly already, like out in your face, like straight in your face. They rob you like of everything. Yeah, I'm salty. But at the same time now, they just putting on masks. What's next? We gonna have a doctor as prime minister? Anyway, I hope Lyndon don't go back. Minister Lewis doesn't go, where he gone and goes decide to go and patrol on the road, because it looks like that's what you're gonna have to do to save the country. All right, time for your flashback. I'm tired.
Flashback.
No. Of course, they had a meeting of Parliamentary where it was crazy, people. It was mad. Literally M-A-D, mad. The President of Parliament, Mr. Rudolph Samuel, held a meeting. Today, it's because of the National Alliance, they requested to discuss the political developments, what happened. Yesterday, we were informed that Minister of Public Works, Mr. William Mallon, will be in the House. He was there today. All right. Now, majority of Parliament wanted to show that they have the power, so they didn't sign in to the meeting, given only 6 members of the National Alliance that signed in, because Mr. Patrick Illich was not present for the meeting. So only 6 people sign in. You need 8 people in order to convene the meeting. So they wanted to show and flex their muscle and show that they're in charge. And they did, because at 10 o'clock the meeting couldn't start. Right after 10 o'clock, you see the rest of the members sign in. All the 8 members of Parliament that wants to support the new government, which is the Democratic Party, you have the UP Party, and also independent member of Parliament, Mr. Romain Laville. They signed in afterwards, showing that, you need our signatures in order for the meeting to continue, even though you're the one who called it. That's how bad they be. Okay, so you're thinking that's it? You're thinking that's how we're going on? What do you think happened after? Ay. It's so exciting. I was there, right there, watching like, oh my God. In St. Martin, this is happening? All right. What happened after was the meeting was opened by Mr. Samuel, and Mr. Samuel decided to use his power as the President of Parliament, showing that he is the President, and unless he gives you permission to speak, you can talk also. So you can only speak if you're spoken to. So for example, when I'm talking, you can't talk in Parliament. Very simple, because I am the chairman. Okay? So I can say, good evening or good afternoon. In your case, good evening. Thank you for being here. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Shut up! Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth! Shut your mouth! I didn't give you the floor. Basically, that's what happened. I just giving you a sample of what happened. He didn't shut your mouth. He didn't say shut up. But he said, you don't have the floor, sir. You don't have the floor. I have the floor. And unless he don't give you the floor, you can't talk. So basically, it was like, but Mr. I have the floor. I have the floor. Classic. Love it. Then right after, you know what he did? Because he can't be the only parliamentarian speaking during the whole meeting, because he's the chairman, he has to chair the meeting. So he did the best trick ever. He opened it, he talk, and then right after, I need some more advice. Meeting adjourned. Bam! You can't say nothing. But Mr. Chair, we didn't say nothing. What's going on in this country? Basically, that what took place. Now, of course, thank you to our friends at AVS News. We have some footage that we are going to share. This is the craziness of what's happening in Parliament today. Friday. Take a look.
understand? Because you want Mexican standoff, William. You want Mexican standoff. And now he's calling you. He got Mexican standoff because William said we're gonna have Mexican standoff. William, he's calling you. Hey, William said he wants Mexican standoff, so you get the Mexican standoff. Undemocratic. This is crazy. This is crazy. They want Mexican standoff. This is what they want. William can't accept the fact that he's out, and this is what he's encouraging the people to do. If you call and suspend and close a meeting, you become the chairman when you sit at that seat. He did not sit at the seat to close or suspend the meeting. He had the kafir send an email stating that the meeting will be postponed because
if the chairman wants to talk about rules of order,
the only time the chairman can do that is when he sits at the seat to become the chairman of parliament.
But if the chairman wants to talk about rules of order, and it happens in here,
which is in conflict
the cancellation of the meeting that took place last week. We were sent an email by 16 minutes past to tell us that the meeting was cancelled. The email was not signed by him. It was signed by the recorder, by Van Dijk Bell. If the chairman who acts on behalf of Parliament, then the chairman should have been the one to send a sign that letter to us telling us that the meeting of the 6th, the meeting of the 13th was cancelled. Because of the fact that the chairman did not notify us, I was not notified at 16 minutes past 10, the vice chairman, in the absence of the chairman, took on his responsibility and dealt with the meeting. So the meeting that was kept was not an illegal meeting. So if you want to talk about rules of order, the chairman has to apply rules of order. That's number one. Okay, that's number one. And I got a surprise for that number two, where they come back to. The chairman quoting Article
31, but you can only quote Article 31 if you're sitting as the chair. As the president, you cannot just close a meeting or suspend a meeting. It says the chairman can suspend and close. In order for you to be the chairman, you have to sit in a meeting and chair the meeting. The president did not want the option or the slip-up that the moment he chairs the meeting and calls it to order, he would have received a point of order in order to continue the meeting. This is where he was trying to fail. So Article 31, he's quoting, is not in conformity to the law of the rules of order.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. You see that? You see? Where's my... Let me take off my jacket. No. No, no, no. That's... You... Look.
In fact, if the chairman wants to live by the rules of order, Minister William Mallon have no calling in this room today. Because if the minister wants to be present, the members of Parliament who invited him have to send a written request. Motivated to the Parliament. It has to be voted on. And when a majority of Parliament decide that they want the minister present, then the minister is present. So now if you want the minister present, let him come on Monday because we'll vote it down. Because the minister have no right inside here once it's not accepted by the members of Parliament. If he wants to talk about rules of order, he did not follow the rules of order by going and inviting the minister while the members who requested a meeting, France, George, etc., sent him a notice that they want the meeting to be kept, and he just went on his own and invited the minister. That's not the way it works. It has to go according to the same rules of order that the chairman is talking about. So if you don't follow the rules of order, we got to follow the rules of order all the way. It cannot be so that the recorder, the griffier, sends out an email to members of Parliament cancelling a meeting. It should not come from the griffier. It should come from the chairman if we're talking about rules of order.
Only when National Alliance speak is when the bloggers go and post those things. But the bloggers are not objective. I've never seen this before.
Illustrated is the fact that National Alliance, under the leadership of Minister William Mallon, who stated in no uncertain terms that we will have a Mexican standoff, and what we're seeing here, evidence before us today, is the President of Parliament, who claims to live by the rules of the order, yet when you understand, the article says he should allow interruptions and refuse a point of order, goes to his gavel after he made a long speech, and then suspends the meeting until Monday. And why? It's a buying of time so that National Alliance and William, who refuses to accept democracy, has been given a motion of no confidence, is no longer to be serving as minister, but insisting that he should hold on to his seat like a little boy who plays marble, lose the marble game, decides to take his marble and all the other marble because the game can't continue because William Marlin is no longer in the game. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, and I'll say it a million times, it's wrong. William Marlin is causing all of this.
This is of utmost importance. Where do we go from here? You can't be prime minister only in the beautiful events. You can't be prime minister only when cutting ribbons and your Zumba jump up and stuff like that. You got to be prime minister in this crisis situation. There are a lot of lawyers in this island. The prime minister has a lot of lawyers to her disposition. And that's where the buck stops. This is it. You know, it's a very simple thing. You either lead, follow, or you get out of the way. You can't come and give excuses of the vice prime minister of somebody else. No. Based on the lawyers that you have access to, based on the legal advice that you can get, we need to tell the people, do we have a council of ministers right now, or has it been sent home? That is one. So that means that meeting that took place here in this esteemed house, was that meeting legal or not? That needs to be clear. You can't send home one council of ministers twice.
The country is set up, as you know, we have a trias politica, which means that we have the legal branch, the executive branch, and the parliament, members of parliament. All of them have the same amount of power. They don't have, one doesn't have more power than others. Just as it is the good right of the members of parliament to vote ministers non-confidence, it's the good right of the council of ministers to dissolve parliament, which is something that is executed by the prime minister based on the rules of order of the council of ministers. I just wanted to have give people a different view as to why is it possible that we do it and why I support it, basically, because we having a lot of movement jumping back and forth now, and it's really making the country look bad. You know, it's not about a political party or any support for the political party. Everybody knows which political party I support. I've been doing it for a very long time. I even ran on the list. But this is even more important than just a political party. This is about the way the country is looking outside of St. Martin. We have to get serious, and you have to start to elect serious people to parliament. We cannot allow members of parliament to be holding ministers hostage and stuff because they're going to vote them out of non-confidence, for what I think is absolutely not a valid reason. In fact, they haven't even given a valid reason as to why these 4 ministers have been voted out non-confidence. So if the people of members of parliament are failing to do their job, then it's time to call new elections and let the people decide. If the people decide they want them back, they will get back. If the people decide they want different people will be there. But I don't think that no member of parliament or any politician be afraid of elections right now. All right.
Let's get him. Let's get him. Let's get him. Anyway.
That's it for the late night show. Thank you so much for watching. Until tomorrow. Do have a safe and pleasant one. Bye-bye.